Heather Merrick, Grand Rapids, Michigan. I served active duty in the Army.
So tell us kind of what made you decide to serve.
Yeah, so I actually grew up in a military family. My dad retired from the Navy when I was in high school, and we moved from the East Coast to Michigan, where my mom's from. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do after high school. I love music and had thought about studying music, didn't want to be a teacher. So I was like, well, I'm going to join the military. It's a great opportunity to figure out what I want to do, go to college, grow up a little bit. And then this was a little before 9/11. So after 9/11, things of course changed and my job changed in the military, and I still loved what I did. And it really helped me find my path and land in HR after I got out. So it was a really good decision.
So how you mentioned 9/11 and how things changed. How were things different after that?
Yeah, so my role, I'm fluent in Arabic, so my role definitely shifted after 9/11 from talking to refugees to really being kind of on the ground overseas. So it made a difference in what I did, but I learned a lot and I interacted with a lot of different people, made some really amazing friends over the years that I served.
Okay. So kind of tell us a little bit about your experience in the military. Where did you ever get deployed?
Yeah.
Just kind of how all of that was.
Yeah. So I was in the military for about 7 years and I did do 2 tours in Iraq. A lot of my experience was more on the ground working with the infantry and military police, as well as working in some of the detention centers because I speak Arabic. So it was a lot of interacting with people and navigating some delicate situations sometimes. But I really enjoyed it. I liked my job. I liked working with people, and it helped guide my career choice after the military. So
Okay. So you said you were deployed in Iraq, right?
yeah, I spent 2 years over there.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about that. I mean, what was it like to be away for that long? And what was the experience like over there?
Yeah, my first deployment was fairly early on in the Iraqi conflict, so 2004. So we were kind of out in the middle of nowhere in the desert in the northern part of Iraq. It was a lot different than my second experience. My second experience was in Baghdad in 2007 when things were really kind of going haywire. So two very, very different experiences for sure.
Okay. What was it like to be away from family and stuff for that long?
It was challenging. My first deployment, we were able to call home a lot more often because it was just we were up in the middle of nowhere. The second time around, with being really in an active combat zone, it was a little bit different. But when I did get to connect with my family, it was great. Having been in a military family growing up, I was kind of used to that because my dad deployed quite a bit. So I think it was a little easier for my mom with me being gone just because she was so used to that with my dad.
Yeah, she had gone through the experience before.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so kind of you came home. Tell us how you got involved with APA.
Yeah. So when I was in high school, my dad bought a pool table kind of out of the blue and put it in the basement of the house we were living in. And shortly after I graduated and had joined the military, he and my mom started playing in the APA. Somebody my mom worked with played and was looking for players. And my mom was like, well, I don't know. I don't know how to play. I'll play if my husband can play too, kind of thing. And he's like, sure, we can take 2 people on our team, no problem. So my parents started playing in 2003. And when I got out of the military in 2008 and I moved back home, my dad's team was short a player. They played 8-ball on Wednesday nights and 9-ball on Monday nights. And they said, well, we're short a player. It'll get you out of the house. You can meet people while you're finishing school. So I started playing in January of 2009 and had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to hold a stick or anything. And they said it was fine. They'd teach me how to play. I was a 1 in 9-ball for a long time. But I learned a lot and had a lot of fun. I've been playing on a team with my parents for 11 years, almost 12 years now.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Now, did you say you met your husband in the APA too?
I did. So our league operator, Rhonda, actually introduced us. So in 2011, our 9-ball team won our local qualifier for Vegas. Um, but our team didn't play the summer session because my dad was having a kidney transplant and we weren't even sure that if he'd be able to go to Vegas with us. But my mom and I wanted to keep playing to stay in practice for Vegas later in the summer. So our league operator kind of threw us on a team that was looking for people, and that's how I met my husband. So
So you guys ended up on the same team?
yeah, it was just kind of random that we were on the same team. It was a team that the league operator just pulled people together and said, summertime in Michigan, a lot of people don't play.
Sure.
Just because there's a lot of outdoor activities. So there's always some really odd teams that you wouldn't expect that don't really stay together after the summer. And this was one of those teams of just, okay, there were two of us and my husband and a couple of his friends and a few other people just kind of all got thrown together, and that's how we met.
So you met and just kind of hit it off?
Yeah, we started dating about a year later. So we officially got together in 2012 and now got married in 2015, and now we have two babies. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, two little pool playing kids.
I was gonna say, are you ready for them to start playing too?
Yeah, our son is 2, and he's actually been to the pool hall before. He's before COVID, and he has like sat with the balls and he plays with the pool balls, and it's really cute.
Oh, and how's the other one?
Our daughter is 5 months.
Oh, I have a daughter who's almost 5 months old as well. Yeah. Yeah, it was an interesting time going through all this, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely very different than my first experience.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Um, so is there a moment like throughout APA that stands out to you?
I think a lot of it is more just about the friendships that I've made and the people that I've met. It's just an amazing thing. It's people from all walks of life and all different career fields, and we've just had a lot of different experiences. Even playing over the years, I was really not a good player in the beginning, and now being a 5'6", it's a very different experience too, just with how I play and how I look at the table. And it's just been such a huge learning experience for me, in not just on pool, but in how to interact with people and making new friends. And just, I think the biggest thing for me, what turned it around for me and where it really got me interested in keeping playing and practicing, was when we went to Vegas. And I'd only been playing for a couple of years, and I had just gone up to a 2 and had no idea what I was doing. But it was a lot of fun, and I realized that this was actually something that I might want to actually stay involved with over the years. I'm a team captain now, and I've captained a couple teams in Vegas, and I've done singles for 8-ball and 9-ball, and it's a division rep for our local league. It's just really something that my husband and I enjoy a lot and like to take a lot out of. So
Very cool. So do you think that coming back from the military, APA kind of helped you get acclimated back into like a social setting and all of that?
I think it did. I moved back to Michigan, and I hadn't lived here in 7 years, 8 years. And even before that, I'd only been here a couple of years before I joined the military. So I really didn't know anybody other than my family. And I've made a lot of friends through the APA, met a lot of different people, and it really did help me get acclimated back into my life here.
Cool. Um, so what would you say you're talking to kind of 250,000 people here, right? Is
Yeah.
there anything that you would want to say right now to those people?
So that's definitely a question I wasn't prepared for. I hadn't thought about that. I guess as it relates to the pool side of things, the billiards, it doesn't matter how good or not good you think you are. Everybody brings some sort of value to the team, not just as a player, but as a human being. And the connections that you make and the relationships that you have are so important. And even in our local league in West Michigan, we've lost a couple players in the last month, and there've been some funerals, and just watching the community come together as a family, it's important. It's something to definitely stay connected with.